We are back. We're back. We're back. Isn't that exciting? We're back. I couldn't wait to get back online. I was like, oh man, let me count down the hours. Let me count down the hours till we can do some more shit. Cause them 3.5 hours I just was in between streams, man. I got a lot of stuff done. Very productive. Very productive. Anyways, welcome to the latest episode of the All About Aviation Network. My name is Greg. I'm gonna be your tour guide tonight. We're gonna watch a few more maybe one or two more videos, definitely one, maybe two more videos, and react to some of these worst airplane crashes ever. Then we're gonna jump into Dornie DO31, and hopefully we don't make that list ourselves. So please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, giving a thumbs up, commenting, super chat, super thanks. Member up with a membership. If you on Kick, welcome. Welcome to the family. All right, let's go ahead and let's get this going. And let's go move this over here. Let's move you over here. And let's bring up said window. Let's get you going.
Brick Gaming, back with some more gaming content. Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 deadliest plane crashes that were caught on camera. Plane crashes are getting rarer and rarer, and each only for mature audiences. What's up, Savages? I'm Kyle Smiley here for Savage Brick Gaming, back with some more gaming content. Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 deadliest plane crashes that were caught on camera. Plane crashes are getting rarer and rarer, and each time a new crash occurs, it makes another crash that much less likely. Very few plane crashes are caught on video. In order to be eligible for this list, the plane has to be seen crashing either on video or in a picture. Simulations and aftermath videos don't count.
Picture.
Number 10,
Man.
Aeromexico 498, August 31st, 1986. This was a mid-air collision between a DC-10 and a Piper Cherokee. The small Cherokee plane and the FAA were found to be jointly at fault. The passenger plane was not at fault. Kramer, the pilot of the Cherokee, was not in contact with ATC and got lost.
I thought they said no simulations.
He entered LAX's terminal control area, which is restricted airspace. This photo was taken of the passenger plane as it fell. This crash is thought to have inspired the mid-air collision scene in the Breaking Bad Season 2 finale. The air traffic controller in charge of the passenger plane is even named Walter White. As a result of the crash, all light aircraft were required to carry Mode C transponders. As a result of these new changes, this was the last mid-air collision in U.S. history. Number 9, Air France 4590, July 25th, 2000. This was the first and only fatal crash involving a Concorde plane. This crash led to the discontinuation of the Concorde, which could fly faster than the speed of sound and the speed of the sun setting. No, this is actually a myth. The Concorde's discontinuation was actually due to high oil prices and maintenance costs. What caused the crash? Well, right before the Concorde took off, another plane, a DC-10, took off from the same runway. This flight left debris that the Concorde then ran over, causing its landing gear to explode. Debris from that explosion caused one of the engines to explode as well. The plane was already too far into its takeoff sequence, so it had to take off. As it was taking off, this picture was taken. After the crash, all Concordes were equipped with stronger tires and given reinforced fuel tanks. However, the Concorde was discontinued.
They should have had that shit anyways. Yeah, I remember when that happened. Wow, that's terrible.
Number 8, Ethiopian 961, November 23rd, 1996. Ethiopian 961 was a passenger plane headed from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia to Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. During the flight, the plane was hijacked. The hijackers wanted to be flown to Australia, presumably to seek asylum. But we can't be sure since none of them survived.
How would they know they'd have enough fuel to get there anyways?
Captain Abate had been hijacked.
From Africa.
The hijackers were told by Abate they wouldn't have enough fuel to get there.
Right.
But they didn't listen, instead deciding to play around with the controls. Bad idea. The plane eventually ran out of fuel and crashed off the coast of Grande Comore Island.
What's it?
Many witnesses were around and came to help in the rescue effort.
Wow.
Most deaths from this crash were not from the crash itself.
Yeah, they
Many
drowned.
passengers put their life vests on before the crash. This meant that they couldn't escape the sinking plane. Flight attendants told them not to do this, but they only gave out that command in English.
Wow.
Number 7. PSA 182, September 25th, 1978.
That's a hell of a
This
way to
was a
go,
mid-air
man.
collision
Drowning.
between Boeing 727 and Cessna 172.
Man, look at that
in which
727.
the
That's a
Boeing
sexy
crashed into the
plane.
back of the Cessna while approaching to land.
Can't wait for the simulator
This
to
is
come out with
similar
that.
to Aeromexico 498's crash, but happened 8 years
He's like,
earlier
"Fuck your
and
plane.
over San
Watch
Diego
out."
instead of Los Angeles. The pilots actually spotted the Cessna, but lost it, at one point thinking they had already passed it.
Well, yeah, because it was under
last
the
words
airplane.
recorded before the crash were "Ma, I love you" by an unknown passenger.
Jesus. That's terrible.
Number 6. Pulkovo Aviation Enterprise 612, August 22nd, 2006. During this flight, the aircraft climbed to a height of 39,000 feet to avoid a thunderstorm.
Okay.
The cause of the crash was an in-flight stall caused by pilot error. The pilots disengaged the autopilot, and then, almost immediately, the plane took on a 46-degree incline, causing a deep stall
Jesus.
from which they could not recover. There was video
Wow, that's
taken
crazy.
of the plane while boarding was happening.
46-degree stall. My goodness. Boy, that's a big explosion. My goodness. Pilot error.
In the video of the crash, the people in the background can be heard yelling, "Fuck, the airplane just crashed, go call somebody."
That's kind of what I thought they
Number
said.
5, American 77, September 11th, 2001. This plane was a
First day in
commercial
American
flight
history.
from DC to LA.
That and Pearl
It was
Harbor, they're
hijacked
kind of
by
like
Al-Qaeda terrorists
interchangeable, I
31
think.
minutes after takeoff, turned around over Pike County, Ohio, and turned back to DC. It crashed into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. The crash was recorded on 2 different Pentagon security cams. Both pointed in the same direction, and both synced up to record the same frames. If they were
Interesting.
desynchronized from each other, we may have gotten a better view of the plane. Instead, what we see is in one frame the very tip of the plane, and in the next frame, the plane is entirely inside the Pentagon. This explosion was also captured on a nearby camera, bottom left, recording a parking lot, and this camera, bottom right, from a gas station, which records the sun reflecting off the plane into the canopy of the gas station. We could talk for hours about the 9/11 attacks, how they happened, and what happened as a result of them, but I have an interest in keeping this video concise.
Nah, you just don't want to
Number
get canceled
4,
on YouTube.
TAM Airlines Flight
Won't lie, bitch.
3054, July 17, 2007. This was a Brazil flight that overshot the runway and ran into a gas station right off the runway.
Oh yeah, I remember
Whoever thought
seeing
it
this
was a
before.
good idea to have a gas station next to a
God
runway,
dang.
I have no idea. This plane was forced to land on runway 35L, notorious for being difficult to land on. In fact, that very runway had had an accident the day before. As for the cause of runway overshoot, the pilot only activated the left engine brakes, not the right engine's brakes,
No, that's
forgetting
smart.
that there was a second engine involved, apparently. This meant that the left engine was slowing down the plane, while the right one was speeding it up, causing the plane to take a left turn. Here's the video of the crash. We can see the airplane as it's crashing.
God
but
damn, I'm
the
not a
crash
pilot and I know
itself.
not to do that.
We can, however, see the fireball it produced from just off screen.
Yeah, I remember that happening. That was crazy, man, that accident. What a dumbass that
Number
pilot was.
3, American 191, May 25th,
This DC?
1979. American Airlines Flight 191 was a scheduled flight from LA to Chicago, which crashed on takeoff due to engine detachment from improper maintenance. The left engine detached, which shouldn't have been a problem since the plane can operate on the remaining 2 engines.
Wow,
However,
look at that thing.
when the left engine detachment from improper
Look at that thing
maintenance,
flopping off.
the left engine detached, which shouldn't have been a problem since the plane can operate on the remaining 2 engines.
Dang, that thing just flew right
However,
over the wing.
when the left engine detached, it also destroyed the left wing, causing the slats to retract, which the pilots were unaware of. They could have flown the plane if they were aware of that fact.
They didn't
As the
have a
plane was
monitor
crashing,
showing that the
this
slats.
photo was taken. Another was taken right after it had crashed.
There was
person in
no,
charge of
there
the
was nothing,
aircraft
no
was Captain
instrumentation
Walter Lux.
showing that
He
the
had not
slats
intended to fly this
retracted.
particular aircraft, but he agreed to do so after being asked by another pilot. It is now apparent that this decision was a mistake.
So much for
which
white
led
privilege
to
on
his
that
death.
plane.
Number 2, United 175, September 11th, 2001. United Airlines Flight 175 was a commercial flight intended to go from Boston to Los Angeles.
Yep.
During the flight, it was hijacked by Al-Qaeda terrorists who had the intent of
say.
using the plane as a kamikaze missile into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. The plane had multiple near collisions before hitting the South Tower, missing Delta 2315 by a mere 300 feet. If the two planes had collided, hundreds of lives would have been saved. This was the second deadliest plane crash in history and was recorded by over 50 people and was seen by millions on live TV, making this probably the most seen plane crash in human history.
Probably,
Number
buddy.
1, American 11, September 11th, 2000.
It's not a very original
This
list
plane crash
when you
was
have
also
3 of the
result
planes
of
from
a
September
terrorist
11th.
hijacking orchestrated by Osama bin Laden and executed by Al-Qaeda.
I don't know about
was recorded
Osama.
by Jules Nadet,
Maybe like
who was recording a documentary
George
on New
Bush,
York City
Osama bin
firefighters.
Laden.
Here's the enhanced video.
Osama bin Bush. That sounds like a plane. Let's look up, Steve. Yep. George Osama Bush. Dick.
The firefighter
Cheney
seen
bin
on
Laden.
the left who looks up as American 11 is passing is Vincent Gerard Halloran.
That was
Sadly,
close. I said
he
Steve.
did not survive in the
That's
end.
close.
It was also recorded from Brooklyn by Pavel Huava. Here's the enhanced video.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. I think I've seen about every camera angle on this overall footage from September 11th. Alright, this video's okay. Let me go to the other video that I
Pavel
have.
Huava recorded not just one, but both of the plane crashes. It was also recorded by this webcam, and audio was recorded by a random news camera.
What the hell was that? It sounded like a plane crash.
Man, those guys are super smart. I'm not trying to talk about it, dude. The fucking video's talking about it. Like, I'm not trying to talk about it. Yeah, dude, I can't, it's tough for me to have the YouTube open and chat open at the same time on my computer. Greg! Yeah, no, the bodies, man, the bodies hitting the ground were unbelievable, the way they sounded. All right, I'm not really trying to talk about September 11th. I didn't realize this video had, 3 of the 4 crashes. So let's continue with our study material. I think this one has the plane crash I've been trying to see again, actually. This might actually be the plane crash. Yeah, go ahead, tell me. Damn! Yeah, that's not the crash I was thinking about, but... Damn, go ahead and just say it, Frank. Oh wow, Lion Air Flight 610. I don't think I've heard of that one before.
Del Ministerio del Aire que quería un avión de transición de la hélice al reactor, ya en ese momento estaban ya empezando a llegar los primeros reactores F-86 Sabre, North American ya de caza bombardeo.
Damn!
Hostia.
Tenerife, yeah, that was bad. I remember about that. This is the video I think I've been trying to find. Yep, this one. Look at this thing. It goes straight up in the air and then just stalls. Yeah, this is the one I was trying to find last night. Damn! Yeah, I know, Frank. It was bad shit. Golly. You don't need to ask my permission. Just go ahead and talk, man. Jesus. Snap the cable and the whole thing crashed? That's crazy. Yeah, FedEx 80. Yeah, I heard of that one before. Last night I was snapping jokes on the plane crashes, but they weren't looking like they weren't this serious last night. The ones I was cracking jokes on last night looked like everybody could walk away, man. These are like, I don't think anybody's walking away from these. I ain't cracking jokes on these tonight, that's for sure. Damn, that thing just fell apart midair. What the fuck happened to that thing? Whoa! How did that plane just fall apart, man? Look at this thing. It just fall right apart. I don't even see what it hit. It's like it just disintegrated. Well, you got no survival chance on that one. Look at this one. Damn. Looks like one of my landings. Whoa. 自从在被马来西亚，就说他的儿子什么什么都是他被逼他逼死毒死。Nah, I never heard of. Yeah, I haven't heard of those flights yet. God, yeah, you see how fast that thing hit the ground? My goodness. Golly. I mean, he might have ejected. Yeah, damn. Jesus, that thing almost. Wow, that thing came in hot. That sounded like a bomb. I've never seen this crash before, ever. I wish they shut that lady up. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know. Who knows if they just see black or not? I mean, you figured they'd have a chance to eject, but maybe they passed out from too many G-forces. Who knows? See? He ejected. Probably broke his legs on the fall, but at least he's living. Damn. This is a pretty bad video, man, as far as like crashes, man. Good lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, obviously something has happened on the field around you. Your vehicles are not...
Pretty smart announcer. He said something happened.
We are sealed to them, so get the flight line as quickly as possible. We ask you to keep your head on swivel. Be aware of what's going on around you. We ask you to stay off your cell phones at this time. I want to make sure your personnel have their cameras open for critical communication.
That's the same flight. Guess from a different angle, maybe. Nah, it looks like the same angle. Oh yeah, I remember this. My goodness. I remember seeing that. Wow. Oh yeah, no problem, Frank. Yeah, I think I remember that in San Francisco. That was a while ago, I think. It's hard to remember, like, all the ones that have happened over the years, but there's definitely been some that kind of stand out over the other ones. Damn. I haven't seen that many camera angles of that Rammstein one. That was bad, dude. Something's coming. Jesus. Don't tell me it was that bird that flew towards the runway. I saw a bird starting to come over towards the airplane. Thanks for the countdown, Frank. Oh, this is a different angle. Marica is right.
Marica, ese avión botó una llanta, huevón. Marica, ese avión botó una llanta, huevón. Botó una llanta.
It's made real small chicken nuggets, man, if that bird went through the engine.
Uy, qué peligro, mano.
Tiny little chicken nuggets laying all over that runway. I guess that's it.
Que viene hablando. Uy, Dios mío, mano.
Yep, I think that's it. Alright, let's get to the...
Uy, se volteó, se cayó, marica. Uy,
Oh.
Dios. Dios, se cayó, mano.
Alright, let's get to the show. Man, that was bad, dude. I don't think I've heard of Air Canada. Any kind of Air Canada flights. All right, let's hide the desktop audio. Yeah, what up, Frank? Okay, send it over. I'll try to watch it. All right, let me, this will take a minute to send out. Hang on a second. I might get somebody, canceling their membership again for putting on something that's not aviation related, but let's take a look. I have money for enough until I get paid next week. All right. Yeah, I had a couple of people cancel their subscriptions and memberships because I commented on Alec Baldwin and Daryl Brooks last week or earlier this week, and they sent me a message saying I'm not subscribing anymore, and no more membership because you did a video that had nothing to do with aviation. I was like, man, y'all get butthurt real easy. You could have just not watched the video. How about that? How about you just not watch the video? How about that? All right, let me bring this up. Hang on a second. And let me unhide sound. Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I didn't say it exactly like that. But, you know, I was nice about it. But, yeah, man, it is what it is. All right, let me bring this up. Let's make it full screen.
This is a chase no officer would ever forget.
Thanks, Frank.
In the evening of February 7th, 2024,
I
officers from the Town Police Department
not
in
a big fan of doing
received
a
a
few things at
distress
one
call
time.
from
So
multiple other law enforcement
let's get this
agencies.
computer kind of
According to
working
news
again.
sources, the police were in pursuit of a stolen U-Haul van, one that
Come on, computer. Come on. I got you. I'm just, my computer is not very good at doing a couple of things at one time, so I gotta. Well, that police car seen better days. All right, I'll leave it on. I think I've seen this chase before. That's amazing. A base bitch U-Haul van's outrunning the police.
At the initial point of contact for this officer's TIV attempt, commonly referred to as a pit maneuver, the officer's speed tracker indicated he is traveling 101 miles an hour.
That could
For
be
comparison,
10.1.
many agencies consider pits above 45 miles per hour to constitute lethal force, as you'll soon discover. Tragically, the officer's push bumper gets hooked on the U-Haul, resulting in complete loss of control of the squad.
Wow. That's amazing. The truck does spins, and the police officer flips around like 4 or 5 times.
Hey, don't rush it! Don't rush it! Don't stop! Hey, kill your car! Kill your car! Kill your car! Do not rush the car! Get about that way. Get the passenger out.
Rather see a plane crash at an airport or on the highway?
Okay, come on. I'm good. You alright? I'm good.
I'd probably rather see it on at an airport. At least it has less of a chance of hurting a lot of people if it's at the airport, depending on where it crashes. Highway could be rush hour traffic and
Get a canine, get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Man, just shoot this motherfucker already.
Show me your hands! Keep your hands up!
There's no reason to throw him on the ground. Come on, officers. He's complying now. You don't need to put your foot on the back of his neck.
Watch out! Watch out!
Alright. Let's get to the plane flying.
Get out of the car!
Well, we might as well watch the rest of it.
Hey, pull that airbag! Pull that airbag! Yeah. He's going out the back! He's going out the back! He's going out the back! They got it.
Boy, how many different police officers does it take to arrest somebody? I agree.
According to news reports, the pursuit began in Locust Grove, Oklahoma, and ended
That's against
roughly
my
60
rights.
miles away in
I
Springdale,
was traveling, not
Arkansas.
driving.
4 patrol vehicles were taken out of commission due to the damages incurred. The suspects allegedly face charges for aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy, possession of destructive devices, fleeing, battery, criminal mischief, and
That's it?
resisting arrest. According to news reports, these suspects
Resisting
are also
arrest?
wanted for attempting to run over police officers located over 700 miles away in Michigan. We
Damn.
found out about this incident thanks to safetyvid.org, which caught the crash on this Arkansas DOT camera. To get footage of your freeway crash caught on a traffic camera, go to safetyvid.org and download your video today.
Alright. Maybe one night we'll just watch videos and just react to them. Oh, you motherfucker, you don't have Xbox, do you? You 777 bitch. I'm gonna get my 777 one of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna get my 777. Alright. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. You were talking about a different chase, man. That's the one you sent me, man. that's the one you sent, Frank. You talking about a different one? That's the one you sent over. You're funny, man. Hang on, I have a flight that I already kind of programmed. I just got to get to the screenshot of it on my tablet. Yeah, no 777 for me yet. It's not available on Xbox yet. As soon as it's available on Xbox, I mean, I'm gonna get it first day. Not available yet. All right, am I doing the one in Mexico or the one? All right, are we doing that? Hang on, let me look at these two. Well, one, it's only a 20-minute difference. All right, let me do this one that I was gonna do. All right. Yeah, I've seen a few videos recently of, like, I saw one where this police officer got killed point blank range with a gun on a traffic stop, man. That was pretty wild, man. I didn't expect them to show that on YouTube. Like, that guy got blasted and killed. You could see it on the camera from his patrol cruiser. Yeah, I did not expect to see that at all. All right, let me get the flight stick up. Hang on a second. All right, turn off that controller. Ugh. Oh, flight stick. Oh, flight stick. Oh, dirty little bitch. My flight stick. All right, there's my flight stick. Let's get it set up for the Dornier, which I believe believe I already have that thing set up and stored. Let me double check. I'm down. What you talking about, Frank? All right, I'll check it out later. All right, let me go to controls. And I believe I set this up for the Dornie, if I remember correct. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. The McDonald's moon guy, right? Yeah, I'll check that out later on. All right, this should be throttle axis 3. That's right. Increase throttle, decrease throttle, brakes, gear. Heading, localizer, and we got flaps. All right, very good. All right, let's get out of here. And let's make sure we have... We can turn this off. ATC voices, flight plan, very good. That's all off. Let's delete the cache. All right. Camouflage. NZWS. All right, NZWS to NZMF. Both are handcrafted airports for Microsoft. And we're doing VOR to VOR. So we have WS, HK, RY, and QN. All right, very good. Let me build that real quick on my let me build that real quick on Navigraph so I have the waypoints. So I have the frequencies at least. All right, Navigraph. Yeah, send it over. I'll check it out. I'll check it out in a little bit. All right. New flight. NWDF. What does that say? NZWS. And we got... See, I have to build it from out here, otherwise it's not going to show on the map inside the airplane. Because there's nowhere inside this airplane to actually construct the flight plan. All right, Milford Sound. And let me add in the waypoints real quick, and then we'll get out of here. So we got WS, HK, RY, and QN. Done. All right, let's go, bitch. All right, we got parking number 3. I've never been to this airport before. Let's see what happens. All right. So if you're not familiar with this plane, this is an experimental German plane from... Not really sure when it's from, actually. The fuck is the runway at? Is this the runway right here in front of us? That might be, actually. Yeah, I think that is. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we're doing vertical takeoff anyways. Wow. That's interesting. All right. Let's get some things going here. All right, all this stuff should be off. Battery, external power, external lights. All of that is off. Parking brake is on. Yep. All right. Fuel switches are off. All right, battery and then beacon. Beacon is the anti-collision light, so let's see here. We got battery. We got beacon. Engine start cover. Engine number 1 master. Ignition. Starter. Once this gets over 18, then we'll put on the fuel, which is right down here. All right. Once the exhaust temperature gets over 300, we can turn the starter off. I think it's 300. Yep. Put that on nav. Same thing for engine 2. Master, ignition, starter. right, let's put some fuel on. All right, over 300, we can turn the starter off. Let's put the generators on. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We just turned that off. I know those are off. Let's put on the fuel pumps. So it's all the fuel pumps except for these two. Those are for the vertical engines. All right, let's get, before we start the vertical engines, let's get our VOR station programmed. So the first one is WS. Oh, that's an ADF station, actually. Ooh. Oh, it does have a VOR. Never mind. All right, well, let's see what the ADF is. So that's 278. So let's program that first. We can also do to cans in here as well. $278. All right, and the VOR station is 116.9. So for that, we got to flip this switch here. 116.9. Let's contact ATC. Is there anything? That's what I thought. They're not going to respond to us. Okay. Such a small airport. Okay. Who cares? Let's put this back on nav. And we should be heading on a heading of, looks like about 200 actually. I don't know for sure, but 200 looks about right. So let's set that up. Put our flight director on. All right, let's say 200. It's really just following the coast. So, all right, now let's turn on our vertical engine. So what we do for that is we click on this button here. That turns green. Our vertical engines are going to start spooling up. Vertical engines are over here. Once they start spooling, we're going to turn on the fuel. Conventional engines are idle. All right. All right, so there's really nothing else we need to worry about. Let's just turn on the rest of our lights and get out of here. Pretty simple. So we got these on. Got these on. Let's turn on our landing lights. We got navigation lights, formation lights. That's about it. And then down here, we're going to turn on that assistant. That's for takeoff, vertical takeoff. And let's turn on the flight director over here. Oh. One side does both sides. All right. Very good. All right, let's go. Release the parking brake. Oh, there's the runway. Okay. I didn't really think this grass strip was the runway, but you never know. All right, now I think it said runway 4, so we gotta go to the other end. I think. Let's stop real quick. Thought it said runway 4. All right, let's go. So here's what we need to do. We need to throttle axis 3, which is our vertical engines. We need to start giving them power. We can leave the parking brake on. So I got them at maximum power. We can now put our landing gear up. And let's pitch a little forward. Let's start now giving it some forward thrusters. You know, our regular engines. As we do that, the vertical engines will go away. Let's reduce the the vertical engines a little bit. All right, we're picking up forward speed. I'm not too worried about our course yet. We'll take care of that as time goes on. All right, let's close our vertical engines. We now have takeoff. Let's close our vertical engines. All right. Auto throttle on, autopilot on. Heading and altitude, which that should be. Yep. All right, so we need to be heading on about a 200 heading. So that's pretty close. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to plug in our next spot. That's 117.5. And 310 is the ADF. So let's type in 310. Let's turn our landing lights off. Hello? Nothing. Oxygen on. Are you taking the rice? Well, that's for Ash and me, but go ahead. Uh-huh. That's why there's pizza and mac and cheese for you. Yeah, I know, but I'm worried about me and Ash for tonight, Gavin. Go ahead, take some rice, go ahead. There's chicken up there, too. Use your eyes, Gavin. Maybe move the lid. Whatever. Whatever. Nothing. Wonder if we can drop an altitude at all. Oh no, it says 10,000 feet. Good lord, never mind. Oh shit, we gotta be over 14,000 feet? Oh shit, we gotta climb. Alright, so in order to climb, we're gonna take this off, and we're gonna click this back a few times. Give it a little more throttle. Yeah, we need to get up to about 16,000 feet. Now let's head back out to the ocean for a little bit until we get higher. Because coming up, yeah, let's make one circle. I think 1,000 feet per minute. I think that's about as high as it climbs. I think that's the... I think that's it. If I remember correct. This 33 here, that's how far we have to our waypoint. Why are the vertical engines still open? They shouldn't be. That's weird. Alright, let's spin back around now that we gained a little bit of altitude. Really strange that those engines are still open. Usually they close up after you disengage the vertical engines. Oh well. It hasn't affected our performance, so... I'm thinking because we have a route programmed, that's why the VOR is not showing up here. Thinking that's what it is. Which is okay. All right, so we can stop at probably about 15,500, 16,000 feet. Seeing if maybe if I put it in approach mode, if that would change over the mode, but can't really change the mode. Kind of want to follow. You know, I think I'm going to restart, actually. I really just want to use VORs. I don't really want to use a set flight plan. Let's cancel this. We'll take off again. We'll just start on the runway this time. We don't need to start up the whole plane again. All right, where is this airport again? NZWS. All right, departure. Runway 4, fly. I just want to use ADF and VOR. So our first one is going to be 117.5 and 310. There's no reason to start the one. There's no reason to... We have the coast on our side. As long as we keep the coast on our left, we don't need to plug in the airport's info that we're leaving from. We don't need to plug any of that in as long as we keep the coast on our left. Oh, excuse me. It is dark as hell out here. Good lord. All right, let's do a couple of things. Let's get our lights on. Let's do 117.5. Let's do 310. Let's get these lights on. Everything else is good. Let's get our yaw there on. Let's put this on nav. Get our Flight director turned on. Oxygen is on, very good. Let's get this on. And I want to be on a course of 267. Now let me pull up. Oh, I do have the VFR chart up already. Okay. Let me see what this man. I just want to see a VOR dial so I can get the course that I'm leaving from. It's not pulling up in this area. Alright, fuck it. I'm still gonna say it's like 250. I mean, like 200. The direction. Alright, let's set our heading for 200. And we can put our course roughly for that as well. Alright, everything looks good there. Alright, let's go. So we got vertical engines on, all our fuel pumps are on, and we have yaw on, which is good for vertical takeoffs. So let's give it some vertical thrusters. You can see them starting to move when I move the throttle. Full thrust. Let's pitch down a little bit. Put our landing gear up. Let's start giving it some forward thruster. Pull back the vertical thruster a little bit. We do have to make a U-turn, that's okay. We will get there. We can see our knots increasing. Right here. As we reduce the vertical thruster, our pitch will start going down. There we are, we're at about 150 for the knots. Let's give it a little more conventional thrusters, a little less vertical thrusters. All right. Vertical thrusters are off. Start making our turn. Turn them off. We're 68 miles away from our waypoint. 69 miles. Once we make this turn, we'll level our wings out. Let's head to the south. Alright, level our wings out. Let's engage the autopilot. Heading hold, and we're going to continue to climb. Like I said, as long as we keep the coast, you know, pretty much on our left side, we're okay. Eventually, we'll catch the VOR station. It'll probably happen within about 40 to 50 miles. And that gives us plenty of time to get to our altitude of about 15,000 feet. Let's turn the landing lights off. Flying over New Zealand. Yeah, see, now the vertical engines are closed. Not sure why before they weren't. They are now. I don't usually like the... Oh, shit. Did I deactivate the autopilot? I sure did. Hang on. I don't typically like to climb higher than I really need to, but according to the VFR chart, we're going to be hitting mountains on this flight that are about 14 to 15,000 feet, so I would like to at least be about 1,000 feet over them, so we're just going to climb, like I said, to about 16,000 feet. Angle is okay right now. Let's actually go a little more to the southwest. For now, at least. I wonder what live time is right now. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do live time. Alright, we're 50 miles away from our first station. That's what this 50 is right here. That's our distance. Now 49. Still not really sure why the CDI indicator is not giving us a direction. I don't think I missed anything. Wondering if I should pull out the Wonder if I should pull out the booklet for it real quick. I would think it would be showing by now. Yeah, let me look at the manual real quick. I mean, I think it should be giving us a direction by now. Like, I'm looking at a chart, at a map, so I kind of know just based on the map, but that's not going to help me once we get past this point here. Set the heading, HSI indicator, establish yourself, glide slope. Yeah, that's what I thought. 1 to 3, okay. Okay, 1, 2, course indicator, heading indicator, right. Switch the radio on. Right, that's what we did. Heading bug, heading indicator, heading knob. Yep, 1,000-foot increments. Nose cone. Yeah, I don't see anything that we missed. Altitude indicator. Let me pause this for a second. All right, vertical engines, co-pilot assistance, boundary mode, hover assistant, vertical assistant, pitch, auto trim, flight bag, settings, auto control, autopilot. Yep, that sets the bank, that sets the pitch, that sets the heading. Heading bug, radio mode. The mode is equivalent to nav mode. Switch the radio, switch the on and tune your, and set the nav com. Yeah, set the switch to nav. That's what I did. Yeah, it's to can switch it over 117.5. I wonder if I tune it to can, if that'll help. Let me look at the can charts and see what 117.5 is equivalent to. All right, aviation to can frequency chart. So 117.5 is equivalent to 122x. Well, let's plug that in and see if that helps. All right, and we're almost at our cruising altitude. Oh, I think I know why. Is this on or off? Sometimes when this is on, it messes with the receiver. we're almost at our cruising altitude. Didn't realize our flaps were still down. Alright, Tacan's not helping. I wonder if this plane is broken now from the last update. Because this is pretty straightforward, getting this plane to follow navigation. It's not something that's hard. Alright, let's click on altitude. I don't get it. It's not working. It's giving us our distance, but it's not showing us, I mean, we have the ADF we can follow, but it's not giving us our lineup here. That's really weird. Alright, we'll just keep on following the ADF. So after that, we have 89 miles to 112.5. See, it's picking that up, 104. .103. I wonder if I just click on nav, turn heading off, I wonder if that'll just direct me automatically to it, just based on how I'm pointed. Yeah, that is just really weird that it's not working. Because it should. It's always worked in the past. In this airplane, there's nothing you really need to adjust. You just put it on... There's two modes. You have nav and approach. These are for takeoff. This one's for landing. heading, nav, altitude. All these come on at the same time. I mean, other than that, you really can't adjust anything. Hello? So... Alright, we're passing the ADF station, so we'll keep that behind us. Should be on a course of 175, so the reciprocal should be... Is that 255, I think? 355? Yeah, 355. Alright, while we're flying, let me continue to look at that flight manual. That is just really strange. Oh, what is that, So we got 112.5, 112.5 on the can is 72X. Yep, that's not showing anything either. It's really, really weird. I feel like we're missing something, but I don't think we are. Like, there's really nothing to miss. Like, it's not that difficult of a plane. So, and besides, it's only a few switches we can really play around with in this plane. Here's the mountains. This is why we needed to get to the altitude we're at. Wonder if Lord of the Rings was filmed over any of these mountains. I don't get it. It's weird. I think they killed something with this plane when the last update came out. This plane used to work properly. Unless these are stations that are just like DME stations, and they're not actually like VOR stations. You know what I mean? Hey, what up, Frank? I'm kind of thinking that might be the case. Tell you what, we're gonna land at Queenstown and find out. Oh, I'll watch it. I don't need to see it to know Trump's gonna do good. I'll check it out later. It's not really a debate, it's more of a slaughter. Or they're just turning his microphone off to try to censor him. All right, let me plug in Queenstown Airport here. I'm sure he does. All right, let's put in 113.6. There we go. So that was the problem. That was the problem. All right, now that we got that working, let's put on nav. And now it'll follow the CDI needle. We can probably start dropping a bit in altitude. So let's do that. So to do that, we're gonna unclick this altitude button, reduce our thrusters a bit, push down on this. Remember, the max is 1,000. So we can either go up or down 1,000, you know, vertical feet per minute. I don't think I've ever flown over this part of New Zealand before. We're not going to go down too far. We'll go down to about 12,000 feet. That should be good enough. All right, let's raise our pitch a little bit. And then click on altitude. And we're going to set our course to 206. So what's going to happen is we're going to, at some point, we're going to get to Queenstown. And then from Queenstown, we have nothing on the ground that's going to help us get to our airport. other than the VOR needle, the VOR station from Queenstown. So we're going to wind up flying 40 miles to the northwest, where we're going to use the reciprocal value of the station. You know, so right now we're heading to it. We're going to head away from it. And we're going to use the reciprocal value to get to our airport. Yeah, there is nothing on the ground at this airport to help us land. And it's right in the middle of some mountains, so that should be fun. I've never tried landing at this airport. I have no idea what kind of airport this is. It's called Milford Sound. Milford Sound, New Zealand. There's no arrival, there's no approaches, just 2 runways. But it's a handcrafted airport, so we'll see what happens. It's pretty out here in New Zealand. Alright, let's go a little 2x speed. Just our plane making corrections. We have it in nav mode right now because we can. Yeah, I didn't think that those nav stations wouldn't allow us to have the direction finder on the CDI indicator active, but I guess so. That's why the direction finder wasn't working right. That's why the CDI needle wasn't working. It was picking up the station, so it was giving us a distance. But it wasn't allowing us to use our instruments to navigate to it. That explains why the Tacan wasn't working either. And we are making time now, 56. Alright, let's slow down a bit over the mountains. Just in case there's some turbulence. Yep, I'm sure Trump is crushing Biden right now, if he's allowed to talk. I don't like watching these presidential debates because they're never fair for... you know, certain people. They overtalk them, they turn the microphone off, yeah, it's not fair. So instead of getting angry, I'd rather just catch the highlights some other time, or I already know how it's going to go. If America's candidate just totally has blinders on, doesn't fuck with Jake Tapper, doesn't fuck with Biden, he just talks right to America every question and just does that, he'll win right tonight. But if he engages in all the bullshit and all the drama and takes their bait, then, you know, people are going to be like, well, he hasn't changed. But if he's got his blinders on and just talks directly to the American people, when I was in office, no wars, everything was going good economy-wise, no inflation, plenty of jobs in America, the border was secure. You know, talk right to America. Hopefully he's learned from the past, because it was a disaster 4 years ago for those debates. Alright, 45 miles. Dealing with the wrath of man, shot down, traumatic time. Alright, what kind of heights do we have on the way to There's Mont Bonpelin, that's 7,000 feet. 7,000. So it looks like we're going to be able to fly at about 8,000, about 9,000 feet most of the way. We may wind up having to fly past the airport and going out to the ocean and turning around. There's a body of water you can take and follow into the airport, so, which is what we might wind up doing. This plane's powerful, man. This thing has no problem moving along, man. Now, coming in for a vertical landing, doing a hover landing is a little difficult. I haven't done it in months, so I'm probably gonna... I might screw it up. I have videos in my Microsoft playlist of me doing it successfully. Very good, actually. Some of those landings are very good. But I haven't practiced it in a while, so we'll see what happens. You got to start balancing both engines and then start slowing down, and you need to go full thrusters on the vertical engines, but you don't want to do that too long because you don't want to continue to climb. So you need to reduce them and then go back up. Reduce so you sink. Reduce a little bit more so you sink. Give it a little throttle so you kind of stop sinking so quickly, and it's just kind of... It's almost like landing a helicopter in a way. It's... Alright, I think we could probably start descending again a little bit. Let's look at the VFR. That's 5,000 feet. That's 4,000. Yeah, we probably can. Let's get down to about 11,000 feet, I guess. Let's come back here. Let's reduce the thrusters a little bit. Let's click the altitude off, and let's pitch down a little bit. It really almost doesn't matter how much it click, because it's only going to go down about 1,000, you know, at the most. So with that button, with this lever, you can only go up or down at 1,000 at a time. You know, the switch I was just clicking on. We do have our radio altimeter as well, so that'll give us a good idea of, you know, exactly what our altitude is over the ground. Radar altitude, my bad, not radio. I always say radio, I mean radar. 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 Out there. Radar. Alright, and we're gonna want to put our heading to... we're gonna be heading on a course 272. So let's put our heading over to 272 right now. That's a little bit more than west. $40, $50, $60. Yep, $70. Let's go down a little bit more. These two dials here are really good for landing on vertical. pitch, and I believe this is the power of the vertical engines, I believe. All right, let's hold off here. Let's click our altitude again. Yeah, let me see what those two dials are, actually. I forget the names of them. I forget the names of them two dials. Let me see what them two motherfuckers are called. Let's go to my Aviation 4 deer. My 4 deer. Let's see what them two dials is called. Yeah, I forget what they're. But they're for vertical takeoff and landing. That much I do know. Yeah, okay, angle of attack and the pitch indicator. Okay, so that's what that is. So we have our angle of attack and our pitch indicator. Yeah, both of those are very important. My bads. Pitch, angle of attack. Alright, we got about 7 miles to go. When we get to about 2 miles, we're going to go ahead and put ourselves in heading mode. Getting ready to pull up on Queenstown. Four. Three. When it flips to 2, we're gonna switch. Go heading, and we're gonna move. Oh, a rainbow, that was cool. All right, we're gonna move this to 272. Well, actually, we should probably put that on the reciprocal so we don't get confused. Oh, no, it's okay. We're going from the 272 radial, so it's okay. The reason I was saying getting confused is because sometimes when you are using the reciprocal value on the CDI indicator, sometimes you need to go to the left if you're trying to go right, you know, and get it lined up. If that makes sense. So like if this said 2 and we were going away from it, in order to get this lined up, we'd have to go to the left to get this to line up properly, but we're okay. We can get this lined up now just by going to the right. We need to go about 40 miles out. This airport's about 40 miles away from this station. Yep, about 41 miles. There's ourself lining up. Go. Getting all nice and lined up. Wow. Nothing like flying blind into mountains. Oh no, the plane's getting wet. Oh no. Alright, there we go. 272. stabbing the shit out of that rain with that big ass antenna we got in front of our whatever that thing is. Big old toothpick sitting out front of the airplane. Now we should be well over any mountains at this altitude. According to what I'm looking at, we should be okay. Maybe not okay, but we're okay. Maybe not like, you know. Alright, do we have any anti-ice? Do we need to worry about that? I've never seen that modeled on this airplane before, so I'm thinking we might be okay. I don't even think it has anti-ice equipment, to be honest. I've never seen it before on this airplane. Oh well, fuck it. Yeah, I've not nary seen one button for anti-ice. Oh, maybe it's over here. I don't think I've ever seen anti-ice on this airplane. Okay, we got windshield wipers, that's it. Yeah, maybe it could be over here. Could be over yonder. And that's windshield wipers. Yeah, still nothing. Good help you are, Giga Chad. There's a good chance we're going to stay at this altitude until we go past the airport. Possibly. Of course, we might be okay. We might be okay at about 8,000 feet, to be honest. Let's start descending and see what happens. It doesn't really matter how many times you click it, it's only going to go down to 1,000. That's some bad weather. We might not be able to land at this airport today if we can't even see it. I mean, we have no instrumentation to get to this airport, so. All right, let's get down to about 10,000 feet. I mean, I guess I could turn the weather off. I could do that. Then where's the fun in that, really? I mean. Alright, let's put our altitude hold back on. That's a big storm. God, look at our plane flopping around. Alright, autopilot's still on, that's good. Tell you, I'm gonna give it like another couple of miles, man. If we don't start seeing something, I'm gonna turn off the weather. All right, there's a break. There's the sun. As we should be almost right over top of the airport at this point. That airport is almost right underneath of us at this point. We can just get to the end of, we can get to the end of the island, and we can just kind of navigate ourselves in once we find the water. Alright, we can start descending again. There's the end of the... There's the end. Here's the valley we're supposed to go into. Kind of want to turn the weather off, but like, part of me is like, man, let's just do it. I think if we can get down low enough, we'll be okay. Alright, let's go out a little bit, and then we'll turn around and find the entrance to the, to that body of water. I believe it's right here. At least according to the map, that's where it should be. And then we'll just follow the water in, and we should see the airport after an opening in the water. So let's get down to, you know, a few thousand feet. Let's increase our descent. Alright, let me turn the autopilot off. Let's start our vertical engines. Reduce our throttle a bit. If we can find the entrance. That is a massive storm over top of New Zealand. Wow. Good old Sauron and, sorry, Saruman and Gandalf are sitting there battling right now, I guess. Alright, is that our opening right there? That might be it. Let's circle again. We can come in a little bit slower. And not as steep. What is that down there? Go check that out real quick. Actually, let's turn off our vertical engines for now. We'll turn them on when we get ready for landing. I wonder if I can use this flight stick on Rogue Squadron. That would be cool. Can't use it on Ace Combat, man. I wish I would have knew that. I wish I would have read about it before I bought Ace Combat. I don't think I would have bought it again if I couldn't use the flight stick. I thought that looked like a lighthouse. This is not our opening, by the way. Our opening's back north. Unless that was a figment of my imagination, but it looked like there was a lighthouse over here. Yeah, it's probably a figment of my imagination. Alright, let's turn back towards our opening. Wait, oh no, that's nothing. That's just the shore. Alright. Let's turn back to the north. Let's find our opening. Dive into that bitch. Spread it open. And land our plane right on an airport that we have really no clue how far away it is. Like, according to the map, there's nothing to identify it. There's no VOR stations, there's no ADF stations, there's no approaches, there's no arrivals. Alright, storm is moving offshore, into the plan now, so we might be okay. Yep, that's our opening there. Let's slow down. Let's turn these engines on. Put some flaps down. I really don't know how far we're supposed to go. That's the thing. Like, I kind of have an idea based on the layout of the water, but other than that, I don't know. All right, let's give it a little vertical engines. Put our gear down. Oh, wow. I thought it was a little wider than this. This might have been a bad idea. Easier for me to fly it outside the cockpit. Oh yeah, I can't see shit. Yeah, I had to turn the live weather off, man. I didn't come this far to not be able to at least land the plane. Now, next time I come here, if I do this kind of flight again, at least I'll have a better gauge of where the airport is. The airport should be right over here somewhere. So right now I'm giving it a mixture of conventional thruster and vertical thrusters. You can see our angle of attack and our pitch. That's okay. You know, we want to slow down. So it's okay for the pitch and the angle of attack to kind of be like that as we're slowing down. See, that's how we get into the hover. Oh, look, a cruise ship. I'll be damned. Look at that. That's cool. All right, let's reduce our vertical thrusters a bit. Now we do have a feature that we can turn on. Let's turn this on. And that'll help us land when we get to the airport. Let's reduce our vertical thrusters a bit, because we really creeped up in altitude. So I'm just pulling them back, the vertical thrusters, just pulling them back a little bit. Pulling the nose up so we can slow down a bit. The forward thrusters are almost completely almost completely idle. At this point, we're pulling back. Give it a little bit of rudder if you need to. But we need to start sinking a bit. All right, there's our airport. Pull back some more. Reduce our thrust, pull back. Alright, just give it some vertical thruster so we can slow down. More vertical thruster so we can slow down. Now, if we don't get this landing exactly right, I'm okay with that. Like I said, it's been months since I've tried to land this plane, but... Alright. Conventional thrusters are at idle. Turn our rudder a bit so we can turn around. We might have to go out and come back in a little bit. You know, go out away from the airport and then come in. Being that we're still at 50 knots. Reduce our vertical thruster a bit. Alright, let's give ourselves some vertical thruster. Pitch our nose down a bit. Again, if you find it easier to be inside the cabin, go ahead. I don't mind being outside, for now at least. Alright, we're going to spin around and then come in for a landing. Our descent's not too bad. Just easily giving it a little rudder, some yoke. Because this part of the trip is kind of tricky. The spinning around in the air part with the vertical thrusters. That's a little tricky, my friends. Thankfully, this flight stick makes it kind of a little simpler. Get our angle of attack up, get our pitch up. Oh, you know, I should have put the auto trim on. Damn it. Alright, we got that engaged now. That'll help with the landing. Yeah, they do recommend having the auto trim on for the takeoff and landing, but it's alright. Alright, we got a nice little descent going. Let's give it some vertical thrust. Had to take my hand off the yoke for a second. That's why we kind of spun around like that. Alright, vertical thruster. Pull back. We can oh, no, no, landing gear. Go back down. Alright, reduce our vertical thrust a bit. I didn't mean to do that. I promise. Alright, give it some vertical thrusters. Reduce the vertical thrusters a bit. Alright, reducing vertical thrusters. Reducing vertical thrusters. Reducing. Giving it vertical thruster. Giving it vertical thruster. Giving it vertical thruster. Get down, bitch. There we go. Could have been better, but not bad for the first time in a while. And that's that. There you go, my friends. Another excellent landing. So that's it. I mean, it's not much to it. It just takes practice. Something I didn't do. But it's all good. We made it. I couldn't believe that weather, man. There was no way I would have been able to land that with that kind of weather. I had no idea where that airport was, man. That's crazy. It's a cool little airport, though, tucked away in the mountains. All right, let's see if we got anything yet in the marketplace for us. Still a big 0. All right. I'll be back tomorrow, my friends. Have a good rest of Thursday. Friday morning, whatever it is where you are at. I hope it's hope you enjoy it. And I will see you guys tomorrow, sometime during the day, with another day stream while I can. You know, until I start work again full time, I'll be doing that. But go ahead, click on something on my page before you leave. A subscription, a member, super chat, super thanks, PayPal, thumbs up, comment, notification bell. Just click on something before you leave. I don't care what it is. Anything is good. And I will see y'all tomorrow over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth. Thanks for tuning in, and that's it, y'all. See ya. As soon as my computer responds.